Hello my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. The last couple of videos I've made have been about relapse, something that's happened to me a lot of times over many years, but fairly recently after a long period of being sober. And I particularly want to talk about relapse with alcohol today, and about withdrawal as well. And the reason I want to do that is because one of, well, not just one, but one in particular subscriber contacted me, and this person has been has relapsed and been drinking heavily over currently 3 or 4 days, and is very scared, which is a normal reaction, and is scared to stop because of withdrawal. And there's lots of reasons for that, and I want to talk about how I went about it, and a little bit about withdrawal from alcohol in particular, because there is a lot of fear around withdrawal from alcohol, and some myths, some truth, and there are some videos on this channel. There's 360 odd videos now, so please subscribe, like and share the videos if you think they'll help anybody that you know, or indeed yourselves. So there's some videos on here about withdrawal from alcohol which are in great depth and talk about a lot of the science behind it, so dig those out and have a look at those. I want to touch the surface of it today and dispel a few myths, if you like. The first thing is, when you start again, particularly after a long period of abstinence from alcohol, and perhaps you relapse, and I know how this feels, things escalate extremely quickly, and it's very frightening because, as I talked about in the last video, which I'll link to this, you tell yourself stories in your mind about how glamorous it would be to be sitting in a bar somewhere, particularly in England when they've now reopened gardens and the weather's been nice, sinking a cold beer and with your friends, and sitting in a bar over here with coffee and a brandy, and you paint these really nice pictures of how that would feel, and you'll do that one day and then that'll be it. A couple of days later you might decide to do it again. That's all rubbish. If you have issues around addiction to alcohol, or indeed any addiction, you will know how quickly it will escalate, and that couple of pints will turn into, down the supermarket for several bottles of wine, spirits, or whatever your drink is of choice. And within literally 2, 3, 4 days, you're in a situation that it's really difficult to dig yourself out of. As I found recently, I had 6 days of it, and it was hell, absolute hell, as you'll know if you've been there. Because you're very fearful. You're fearful that you're going to lose everyone again. You've let everyone down. You've let yourself down. You feel remorse, regret, anger, fear, lots of different things, and you numb that, and you numb it, and you numb it. And you're drinking copious quantities of alcohol. See, the thing is, when you've been in addiction, particularly to alcohol, and you restart, it's very dangerous, because it escalates very quickly and your body's not used to that quantity of alcohol, and can cause all sorts of issues, serious issues. So the trick is, obviously, if there's no trick, the thing is, you have to dig very deep. You have to become a warrior. You have to weigh up the pros and the cons, and you've got to stop. You've got to stop it very quickly, and that's easier said than done. And as I said again in the last video, the thing is, you need to be honest with yourself. You need to be honest with your loved ones, friends, family, whatever, and become accountable. First of all, tell them the situation you're in. Seek help immediately before you stop, and then prepare to stop. You've got to want to, obviously. You've got to have a deep want inside of you. You've got to realise that you're in the shit. You've got to realise that it's only going to get worse and worse and worse, and it's going to kill you, which it will. So, and you're going to lose everything and everybody. Everything you've worked so hard for if you've had a period of sobriety. So you've got to dig really deep and find that inner strength, if you like. You've got to seek help and make yourself accountable. Let those who know you help you and support you if you can, or seek groups that will support you. And then prepare. Now, the fear around withdrawal I want to quickly talk about, and what it actually is, if you like. You're very frightened, particularly if you've been through withdrawal before, from alcohol, because it's horrible. There's no glossing it up, or, even a mild withdrawal from alcohol is not pleasant, in any shape or form. And there are different severities, obviously. And that will depend entirely on the length of time you've been drinking, your age, the way you metabolize alcohol, the quantities you've been drinking, the type of drink you've been drinking. Is it spirit? Is it wine? The strength of it. All sorts of things are in the equation, and that increases or decreases the severity of the withdrawal. What is alcohol withdrawal? Again, I go into this in great depth in these other videos, but essentially, alcohol is a depressant. And it sedates and depresses the central nervous system. And that, without going into the technical things, that basically you're in that fog, everything slows down. It is a depressant, alcohol. When you stop drinking, when you stop putting alcohol into your body, after 2, 3, 4 hours, depending on the quantity you were drinking, your central nervous system doesn't know what's hit it. It goes haywire. It starts to rev up. It affects all sorts of things in your bodies, different parts of your brain. It affects your temperature control. It affects all sorts of issues, and causes all mini seizures, which is the shaking you get, the trembling, the tremors. Let's talk about seizures a second, because there's mass fear about seizures. I'm not a doctor. I've been through withdrawal a lot of times, and I chose to do it on my own. That's my choice. I'm not saying that's the right choice. It will depend on many things. Let me give you a couple of figures. The mini seizures you get are entirely normal with alcohol. It's called sort of delirium tremens, and the severity of that, again, depends on the quantities you were drinking. But these mini seizures, if you like, cause the tremors, cause the temperature fluctuations in your body, the sweats, the shakes, and all the rest of it. And the thing is, only 3% of people who go into alcohol withdrawal are in any danger of serious harm or death from seizures. And that is because they have an issue around seizures already, like an epileptic issue around seizures already, or they've been drinking to such an extent for such a length of time that their withdrawal, and they go straight into within 24 hours, 2 to 3 days sometimes, they go into delirium tremens, and they may well die from seizure. If you think you're in any risk at all of that, or you would prefer a hospital detox, go there if you're so worried. But in general, the other 97% of us would get through this on our own, with the right preparation prior. And again, videos on this channel about how to prepare. But essentially, you're going to suffer certain things with alcohol withdrawal. And it's 3 to 5 days worth. And then each day will get slightly better. Each minute will get slightly better. Hour, whatever, it will get slightly better. But the first 2 to 3 days are not good. Let's be honest about it. You're going to get hot sweats. You're going to be cold, shaking. You're not going to be able to hold a glass probably. You're going to be vomiting and have nausea and probably diarrhea, and that sickness, depending on the quantities you've been drinking, will be vicious and will be constant, and you will have no energy. You will have absolute fatigue. You will be depressed. You'll have a darkness around you, and anxiety, I mean, for the first couple of hours after put down the last drink, you'll have a massive anxiety. Your heart rate will increase. It may be well between 80, 90, 100. It may well feel as though it's fluttering. It's very scary. And again, I stress, if you feel like that you may be in any danger, get to a hospital. That would be my advice. In 2 or 3 days you can get through it. I mean, prior to doing it, I would stock up with anti-sickness medicine, Gaviscon antacids, all that sort of stuff, painkillers such as paracetamol for temperature, ibuprofen for aches and pains in your bones, clean clothes, clean sheets, all prepared, ready for when you're sweating and you feel uncomfortable, nourishing food in your fridge, liquidized food. You're not going to feel like eating vitamins, supplements, because you're going to feel like sort of soups, that sort of stuff that's nourishing, and you're not going to feel like eating for the first couple of 3 days anyway, probably. A lot of bottled water, perhaps some Aquarius, that type of drink with salts in it, perhaps some of those Diarrhyte salts from the chemist. Be prepared. Prepared to go into it, so you don't have to leave your apartment. Stay in touch with people, talk to people, get support, make yourself accountable. It's very scary. There's no way around it. You have to be strong, you have to be a warrior. But on the other end of it is freedom again. And here am I, nearly 4 weeks later now, I suppose, 3-4 weeks later, strong as an ox again, walking miles again, feeling happy. All that seems like a distant memory, a horrible dark memory, but that's how quickly it happens, and that's how quickly it will sneak up on you. Try to allay the fear, try to put the fear behind you and just go for it. Stop before it's too late, before it gets hold of you and you can't stop, and it'll kill you and you lose everything. And that's how serious it is. I mean, I won't go into the great depths of my withdrawal this time, but suffice to say, I thought I was going to die. There was blood coming from both ends, basically, and that's not being crude. That's being truthful. And it frightened me so much that I never want to go through that again, ever. Anyway, I hope that's been of some use to you. Check out the other videos that are in more depth about preparation, etc. Please subscribe, like and share the videos. And remember the motto of the channel, which is Carpe Diem, seize the day. Make today the day you change your life. Stop drinking before it's too late. Much love to you. Bye-bye.